Good afternoon, welcome to Manor Park Classics. It's Friday afternoon again. Doesn't it come round quick, Tim?
Yeah, it does indeed.
It does.
It does.
And Tim and I are just going to give you the latest updates on the cars that have come in this week.
Yeah. A really great variety of classics coming in, Jim.
There is, and still coming.
And still coming. First on the block, we've got this lovely little Sunbeam-Talbot.
Nice.
It's a 1938 Drophead Coupe. So this folds back. You've got the iron bar here as well.
Yeah. Very nice.
So it starts, runs and drives. It's come from us to us from a deceased estate.
Oh.
It does need a little bit of recommissioning. It starts, runs and drives okay,
Yeah.
but brakes need looking at.
Yeah.
And it just needs going through really because it's been in storage a few years.
Yes.
But it's a really lovely looking, cute little classic this.
Yeah, it is. And I guess it's easy to drive as well because looking at it, it's conventional gearbox, as a lot of these weren't back in the day.
Yeah.
And it's a four-seater.
Four-seater, yeah. Little four-speed box there, side valve engine.
Different.
Different, yeah. I think somewhere in the region of £7,000, we'll probably buy that on the day.
Okay.
Nice little colour combination as well. So, yeah, want to use and improve, I think, that one.
Yeah, I agree. But there aren't many left, and it's good to keep these things going, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, the owner reckons that he thinks it's probably the second oldest Sunbeam-Talbot in the UK at the moment.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think there'll be many others anywhere else in the world.
Absolutely not.
So yes,
Definitely not.
interesting.
Okay. Over here then.
On to the next one. Right, Tim, look at this. Don't
Yep.
see many of these, but it's a Saab.
Yep.
Okay. However, it's a 9.3 Carlsson. So
Nice.
it's not your standard Saab.
Okay.
So this is a little bit special. It's a 2010 model.
Yes.
Looks great in white.
Yep.
I think those who know how well engineered Saabs were, and this is the high performance version of. So,
Okay.
you know, if you like, this is Saab's version of what a BMW M car would be,
Right.
to put it into perspective.
Okay.
So very rare car, very nice,
Yes.
very,
yes.
very clean looking car.
It is, isn't
fabulous
it?
in white. And
Looks-
you've got the lovely black interior. Now look at that in there.
Oh, yeah, that's super, isn't it?
It is, with the automatic gearbox.
Yep.
This is a bit of a weapon, is this car?
It is 2.8 litre.
2.8
Six-cylinder.
litre, six-cylinder. And then it's
And
breathed on with
breathed
the
on.
Carlsson. Yeah,
And four-wheel drive as well.
and four-wheel drive. It's a
So really good performance and handling, I guess.
yes, and it doesn't jump out at you as, look at me, I'm in a high-performance car.
Correct.
And that's kind of good. I like that.
Slightly understated.
Very, very.
I like that.
So do I.
Price-wise on that one, Jim?
I
what,
think it's
8 to
going to
9?
be 8 to 9. Yes,
to 9.
£8,000 to £9,000
Yeah.
to buy this car, and I think that would be a very, very wise buy with that.
64,000 miles on that one, Jim, as well.
Which is
so
nothing, is
lowish
it?
mileage.
Yeah.
Got MOT as well, through to next year.
Yes. Very
So,
nice
yeah.
car.
Not a huge amount of money for a rare car, that.
No, it's not. It's not. And then we move along.
Yeah, so this is a super little Caterham.
Well, it's our second Caterham, isn't it?
It
'Cause
is
we
our
have
second
the other one,
Caterham.
which we talked about last week. So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one came in this week.
Yes. So the other one is, I would say, probably significantly more powerful than this one, but notwithstanding that,
No.
this will be really usable. It's got more than enough power. It's got the Rover 1600 engine in it, twin cam. The thing about this car, though, it's only one owner from new, and the service history is like to die for.
That's
It's been
nice.
serviced every single year, irrespective of the mileage covered year on year. It had a cam belt change, I think 12 months ago or 18 months ago. It looks and presents very, very nicely. It's got these upgraded leather seats here
It has. It's very nice. And the bar.
and the bar as well.
Yeah,
and
the
it's
small
got
steering wheel. I quite like this.
full weather equipment as
Nice.
well. So you can use it throughout the winter if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So ideal really for darting through some country lanes.
And that's what
On
it
a
is. The other
crisp
one's
winter morning.
probably more of a track race car,
Yes,
which is road legal, but this one is more of a,
yeah,
look at me, I'm in a nice car type of thing.
absolutely.
Which is fine. So how much is
Absolutely.
this going to be?
12,000 to £13,000, I think, Jim. Something like that. We'll probably buy this
Nice.
car.
Nice.
And it's got an MOT through to next year. It's just a great bit of kit.
It is, isn't it? No, I like that. It's very clean as well, very
It is,
tidy.
it is.
Very nice.
Clean and
Very
tidy
nice.
as well. This one here as well, Jim.
Yes, well, it's a Toyota Yaris Circuit Edition, exceedingly rare car.
Yes.
Now, when these cars were new, they were changing hands for astronomical prices over list price. I think that mark has kind of gone away a little bit.
Yeah.
However, it's a very rare car, not many builds, very, very desirable piece of kit,
Yes.
and a fantastic performance.
Yes.
Just the specification of them, You know, you look inside that car there now, it's just a nice driver's cockpit. It's just beautiful.
I mean, the amount of power that this pushes out for a relatively small capacity engine is bonkers, really.
It is, and this is definitely a future classic.
I'd agree with you there, Jim.
You know, it's a classic now for obvious reasons, but this is definitely a future classic.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I believe as well this one's been breathed on a touch.
Yes.
So they pushed out about 250 brake from new, but this one's got a little bit more on top. So not only have you got something that's really practical, but absolutely goes like stink as well.
And I like the look of it as well. It's got a lovely look about it.
Yes.
So I do like this car.
Yeah.
But again, this is a keen one for the future.
Price on that one, Jim, we're looking at somewhere between £24,000 and £26,000.
That seems like a lot of car for the money.
Yep. Okay. Right then. On to the next then.
Next car, Tim, is this, which is a 1931 Singer.
Okay.
Now just think about that, 1931.
That's a long time ago, Jim.
It is.
It is.
Look at it. It's absolutely gorgeous.
It's wearing pretty well, isn't it?
Isn't it? It's beautiful.
Yep.
It's beautiful. You know, something from 1931 in this condition.
Yep.
It's amazing. It's lovely.
It needs a little bit of recommissioning, doesn't it, Jim?
Well, it does need a little bit, yeah, but that's to be expected.
Yep.
You know, but you can see where somebody has made it practical. I mean, the carpet it's got there probably wasn't original.
I would suggest so,
I would happen
yes.
to say, but nevertheless, someone has done that, so it's usable.
Yes.
And that's what's important.
Yeah.
And that's what we want it to be. It's just, oh yeah, I like this.
Yep. Yeah,
And
yeah.
how much is this going to be?
That's a no reserve, that one, Jim.
Is it really?
It is. It is. So
That is an amazing-
potential great value buy for somebody.
That is amazing, isn't it?
Okay, Jim, next on the block is another little
Another Singer.
Yeah,
And this is very cute, isn't it?
it is.
Very. Now, I've been told something about this car.
Go on.
Now, you know George
I do know
has
George.
had a Singer for 50-odd years,
Yes.
and he's a member of the Singers Owners Club.
Yes.
He knows about this car. Now,
Okay.
he tells me, because I was questioning the colour,
Yeah,
which is beautiful.
it is.
I was thinking it had a colour change, but George informs me that no, this was a colour back in the day.
Really?
And the reason being, and he tells me this is the story, but something you need to check out, that it was destined to go to America
Right.
because this colour was a thing in America back in the day.
Ah, okay.
But it was made right-hand drive, but it never went.
Right. Okay.
So it's in the UK. It has been painted. This obviously isn't the original, but this was the
it
original
would have been the same
colour.
shade.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what George told me.
Right. That's great.
So-
So it's like a metallic blue, isn't it?
It is. It gives a bit of a modern slant, but there
Yeah,
you go. And
yeah.
it looks great with the wire wheels
It does.
and the grey seats and the tonneau cover. And what I do like as well is the hood's blue.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it's a new hood as well.
Yeah.
But, you know, there would have been a black hood back in the day with the grey blue paint.
Yeah.
The blue hood, it just looks really,
It looks
really
super,
well.
doesn't it?
It does. I like it.
So somewhere between 10 and 12 on that one, I think, in terms of what it'll take to buy it. 10 to £12,000, not too bad.
Next one, Tim, is this 1993 Marcos Spider.
Now that looks something special, Jim.
Do you know what? It does. And the more you look at it and the detail, I do like particularly the back end.
Yep.
Because you look at the lights and the tail lights on it, it's very, very distinctive.
It is.
With the
It
twin
is, isn't it?
exhausts.
Yeah, yeah.
I do quite like that.
And I bet that packs a bit of a punch, doesn't it?
Well, it's a 2.9 injection engine, so...
It might even be a 3.9, Jim.
Is it a 3.9?
Yeah,
Well,
I
there
think
you-
it's a 3.9.
Really?
It's a Rover V8.
Oh my God, so it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
3.9.
Yeah,
In
so
a
it's-
car with that weight and
Absolutely.
that size.
So that will absolutely fly.
It will. It will. It's got a nice number plate on it as well.
Nice number plate.
Nice number plate. I mean, if you look at the inside of it as well, I mean, look at that. It's a beautiful shade of blue. But look at the inside, just how it complements it with the walnut dash and the magnolia.
Yep.
As you can
Yeah.
see, it's very nice in there. And it has just come in, so the boys are just in the process of cleaning it now. So,
And price-wise on that one, Jim, somewhere between 12 and 14, we reckon.
yeah, there's lots of performance for little money.
Yeah, yeah. A nice low mileage on that as well. So that
is.
is something really special, isn't it?
It will.
And you're not going to see many of those when you're out and about, are
Well,
you?
no, do you know what? I think with the Caterhams,
Yes.
and we're going to see the Raw Spider later as well,
Ah,
just
yes.
something else I'm going to show you.
Yes.
And this, we've got a great selection
We
of
have.
high performance
Yeah.
cars from a certain era.
Yes. Yeah.
Feel, yeah, quite lucky at that. Right, what's next?
Okay, on to the next.
On to the next. Right, the next one, Tim, is something that'll be close to your heart, I
Yes,
know. It's
yes.
a Rover 200. However, it's not just a 200, is it?
No, it's not.
It's
Absolutely not.
It's the BRM,
Yes.
which I think there was 700 built from memory.
Okay.
They were all numbered. This one is number 44, hence the number plate.
Okay.
N44 BRM.
Right.
And they are very, well, again, don't need to tell you, but they are very, very special
Yes.
and individual with the colour, the specification.
Yes.
But the big thing about them is the
The
interior.
interior. So have a look in there,
Have
Charlotte.
a look in there. I think that's a lovely, it's very Bentley-esque, isn't it?
It is very Bentley-esque.
But that
You've got
is
that
lovely.
quilted look on those leather seats.
It is. And they were built in tribute to BRM and Graham Hill.
Right,
And that's the
okay.
story with them.
Okay.
So there you go.
So that's the reason you've got the orange snout.
That's it, as
Yeah,
did
on
the
the
race
front
cars
spoiler.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Now, this car has come into us, and it's got the plaque on as well. This car has come into us, I think, do you know what? A little over £5,000 to £6,000 would buy this.
Okay.
And this is a piece of motoring history.
It is. It is. It's a super looking car. That
It
they weren't that popular, unfortunately, when they were new, because they were very pricey.
Yes, but often
Very
cars that
pricey.
weren't popular when they were new have
Yeah.
become popular
Yeah.
in later life.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this is probably going to go that way.
I'd agree. I'd
It
agree.
is, and it's got a huge amount of invoices with it. I think one that I've seen goes back to 2013-14, where it was completely rebuilt.
Right.
Okay, albeit 10 years ago, but
Yes.
nevertheless.
Yes.
And it kind of shows.
So you've got a long MOT on that.
Yep.
You've got low mileage-ish,
Yeah.
85,000
For
miles.
this age, yes.
Um,
Good history.
It's in great nick as well, by the looks of it. I
And-
mean, these do rot only on the rear arches.
They
but
do,
that's
but this
all-
one's okay,
That's
isn't
all
it?
nice and clean.
Yes, but it's the individuality of the whole thing.
Yeah, another rare car, that. Super. Okay then, great stuff.
Okay. And then we have this, which
The
is
XR2.
literally just landed.
Literally just landed.
Which is an XR2. It's 83, 84 on the A plate.
Yep.
Left-hand drive, but UK registered.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
as we've spoke about before, it's not the most difficult thing in the world to put it back to right-hand drive.
No.
If that's what you wanted to do, or take it abroad. But we'll tell you more about that as time goes on.
Yep. We'll do that one next week.
We
eh?
will. And then this.
Now then,
Now then.
1600D.
1600E in aubergine
Very nice.
with the vinyl roof.
Yep.
This car has just come over to us from Ireland for a nice gentleman called Alistair, so thank you, Alistair. So I've got to say, I was pleasantly surprised when this car arrived. It's actually nicer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It would appear to be original. It has been restored,
Yes.
but it would appear to be original in its specification.
Yes.
The inside's
Yes.
lovely, correct wheels, correct, what do you call the embellishes on the wheels.
The chrome embellishes, yeah.
Yeah, the chrome
Yeah.
is lovely.
Yeah.
It's just nice.
I mean, Ford got it so right with these, didn't they, Jim?
They did. I mean, if you had one of these back in the day, you
You were doing well.
You were. And
I
do
mean-
you remember the 1970
I
England
thought you were going to
World-
burst into song then, Jim.
No, I'm not that good. But the 1970 World Cup England squad were all given a 1600E.
Were they really?
They were.
Oh, right.
You didn't know
Okay.
that,
I
did
didn't
you?
know that.
Ah,
No,
there you
no.
go. Don't know how I know that, but I know it.
Yeah, you know.
So
yeah.
they came from a good pedigree and a good background. But
Yes.
this is beautiful. You don't see many of them. Yes, it could do a bit of cleaning here and there, but do you know what?
Yeah.
This is lovely. But the nice thing about it is, somewhere between £12,000 and £14,000
Yep.
would buy this.
Okay.
From memory, we sold the last one we had, which was a green one,
Yes.
which was fully restored.
Yes.
But I think it was £25,000.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see the difference of,
Yeah.
10, 12, £13,000 between
Yeah.
the two cars. This is nice.
Could be a great value buy.
It'd be
This.
great value buy. It's lovely. Interior is nice too, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is.
It's lovely. Okay.
It's lovely. Okay.
Right then.
And
on to the
then,
next
On
then.
to the next. So this, Tim,
Yep. Nice little project there for somebody, I think, Jim.
it is MG BGT
Yep.
on the E plates that make up 1967.
Yeah.
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 I was going to say quite original. No, well, yes, it might be, but no, it's not. It needs a restoration.
Yes.
And it was bought by a famous motoring journalist who bought it many years ago, had every intention of doing it, never did, and sent it to us
Right.
this morning.
Okie doke.
Comes with a lot of parts. Like I say, as you can see, it is definitely a restoration project.
But the great thing about the MGBs is you can get all the parts, Jim.
Yeah, you can.
And this being a Series 1, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Because they look like the original seats to me.
Well, I think they are. That they need some loving,
they
obviously,
do.
but I think they
They do.
are. But it's on the wires.
It's on the wires. It's
It's
the
got
right
the
colour.
chrome still. The chrome looks
And
to
you've
be
got like a
the original
Webasto,
chrome,
Webasto style roof there.
Yes, it's a full restoration, but that would be a very rewarding project. That would,
Yeah, I think
because
so.
of what it is, and obviously it's a no reserve car.
And my
But-
guess is there's lots of people out there, Jim, looking at something like that to while away the
Well,
up and coming winter nights.
yes, And, you know, you look at the way the car's sat, it's sitting well, the tyres look new, to be fair.
Yep.
Yeah, there's,
Yeah.
of course, there's work to do to it, but yeah, you're right.
I think there's a car there.
There is, I agree.
There is a car there.
There is,
definitely.
and the nice thing about it is, you know, as we like, Project, Winter Night, no reserve.
No reserve.
No
Super.
reserve.
Super.
Okay, so, yes.
I mean, by rights, that should do 2.5, 3, something like that, maybe. Who knows?
If it was correct, they could do 8,
yeah.
9, 10.
Yeah.
But, yeah, bit of work to do, but it's there.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, then.
Okay.
Right, then.
Now then, Tim,
Yep.
this was in the last sale.
Yep.
Didn't sell. Nearly did, didn't quite sell. The vendors agreed to put through the next sale and has reduced the reserve.
Okay.
So it's back with us. It's an RS 1600i from 1983. Left-hand drive.
Right.
French car, still French registered.
Okay.
Okay, it's got a bit of history with it. It's all there. It
Yep.
seems to be all complete.
With no sunroof either.
No sunroof. And that was a thing because the aficionados don't want the sunroof because it reckons it, you know, it's got no sunroof. It strengthens the car.
Yeah.
I think that's a personal thing, but nevertheless.
Yes.
Again, as we said before about the XR2, being left-hand drive, it wouldn't be the hardest thing in the world to convert it if that was your thing.
Yeah.
Or take it to your other Spanish villa if it was yourself.
Indeed.
So
Well, I could go to my French villa first and then drive down to the Spanish villa.
you could, couldn't you?
What about that?
Yeah.
That would work, wouldn't
It would work, wouldn't it? Yeah, okay.
it?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's
1983.
And it's white. Oh, great white, don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
do.
again, it needs a bit of getting at here
It
and
does.
there.
It does.
But it's all there.
And we dropped the price on that one, Jim, haven't we?
We have, yes, the vendors agreed to drop the price on it. So it's somewhere between, I think it's somewhere between £10,000 and £12,000 now.
Okay.
But it is an RS 1600i and they are a special car.
They are. Okay.
And then we've got this.
Yeah, so let's have a look at this. This is a lovely, bright little midget, 1500. It's actually got the benefit of an awful lot of money which is spent on it, and I think you can see.
I
in
can
the way
see it.
presents.
It's very nice, isn't it?
It's got a new heritage body shell.
Has it really? That was expensive.
It was new hood.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Paintwork's all nice and fresh as well.
Yep.
Nice mini light style alloys on there.
Yeah, it looks lovely.
And it's just a great starter classic, I would suggest, for somebody.
It would.
Or equally, just somebody to add one if they want a midget for their collection.
Yeah, and do you know what I like about it? You know, when people rebuild a car, especially an MG, the temptation would be to put the chrome bumper conversion on it.
Yes.
They haven't.
Yeah.
They've kept it
They kept it.
true to form
Yeah.
with the rubber bumper. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
That's how it was meant to be, and that's how it should be.
Yes.
So I like that. So well done to the guy who rebuilt this. It's
I
lovely
think-
inside too, isn't it?
I think potentially as well, there is a bargain now for somebody because it's no reserve.
Really?
So that one will sell,
Oh, yeah.
and we'll leave it to the gods in terms of how much it gets. But I think you'll struggle to find a cleaner midget of that age.
Well, we've sold a few for
We have.
£6,000, £7,000, £8,000.
Yeah, we have.
That
Be
were
interested to
in
see what it goes for.
the same sort of condition. So, yeah.
Interested to see what it goes
surprised
for.
me that. I thought that would have a reserve.
Okay.
But there you go.
Super.
Right.
Lovely.
If we walk over here, and while we're walking, look at our nice big hole we have now. We've taken the wall down, so we've made our auction hall bigger. But we'll come back and tell you more about that as time goes on. But look at the size of that now.
So not only can we get a few more cars in there,
A
Jim.
few more cars in, but the visibility for Julian on the
visibility for
rostrum is
Julian,
everywhere, and people to see Julian.
Yep.
So it's great.
Yep.
But yeah, it's so much bigger.
It's going
so
to
much
work
better.
well, that, isn't it?
It is. Just waiting for the painters to come in now.
Good stuff. Excellent.
So there we go.
Should we 2CV?
2CV?
Look at that one.
Yeah, let's look at the 2CV.
Yeah. So this is a 2CV Charleston Special Edition, Jim.
It's very similar to the other one.
It's
That
very
is
similar to
that is a
the other one.
dolly. That looks
Correct.
like a Charleston.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got the Charleston paintwork here, the burgundy and the black. You've got the Charleston specific dash as well, which are being informed is this larger speedo here is specific to the Charleston Special Edition. The Charleston seat as well. Considering that car is 40 years old, I think it presents very nicely.
40, you forget, don't you?
You do. I know. 1983 it is.
And I noticed
Sorry,
there's
1984.
some spare doors in the back as well. So it comes with some spare doors.
Spare doors. And you've
Yeah.
also got the benefit of an MOT through to August next year, Jim.
Really?
Paintwork just needs a little bit of touching up along there on
Well.
the scuttle.
You'd expect it to, wouldn't you?
But overall, that looks very clean.
I'll say. I'll say. And how much is this one going to be?
Well, I think these tend to be all over the place money-wise, don't they?
They do.
I mean, I've seen them go for 3. I've seen them go for 7.
Yes.
I mean, by rights, it should do 3 or 4 all day long. It may even do 5 or 6. We'll just have to wait and see on the day.
Right, the next one is an MGA Twin Cam.
That's the important bit, Jim.
Very
Charlotte,
important. Twin Cam.
take note. That's the important bit with this car. Yeah.
Okay, now this car, UK supplied, right-hand drive car.
Okay.
Gentleman's had it for, I'm waiting for the paper to come up, I think 35, 40 years.
Right.
He's just retired, he's moved to France.
Okay.
Okay, so he took the car to France and he registered it on French plates.
Right.
However, when you HPI it,
Yes.
it comes up on an English plate.
Ah,
So,
okay.
not quite sure what's gone on there, but
No.
it was an English car. It has an English registration number, but you need to look into that yourself to find out
Yes.
what the situation is.
Yeah.
Now, if you look inside, again, it appears to be very original.
Does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Plenty of patina with those seats.
And you wouldn't touch them, would you?
No.
And to be fair, the paintwork has patina and micro blistering here and there. But I think I'd leave that
Yeah. Agree.
and just get a good detailer, as
Good
we speak about
detailer,
quite
yeah.
often.
Yep.
It would just make that a lovely car because it's original, correct wheels,
Yes.
weather gear, tonneau cover.
Yes.
It's everything you want it to be.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
important words, it is a twin cam.
It is a twin cam. And price-wise on that, Jim, where
Well,
would that be?
here's the thing. Twin cams last year were doing 50 to 60,000 pounds.
Right.
This could probably be bought for 28, 30, 32,
Right. Okay.
which is a
Okay.
lot of car for the money.
It is. It is.
But it's the originality which is the key.
Yes. Yeah.
And the ownership as well. It's been long-term ownership. It does have a copy of its buff logbook, and it has got a certificate with it, which I think is fantastic, from the MGA Owners Club
Right.
from the 1960s, saying it did an average speed around Silverstone at 112 miles an hour,
Blimey.
which is nice. That's good. And by today's standards, that's very good.
That was quick, wasn't it?
Yeah, very. So, yeah, got a little bit of interest, this car.
Super. Okay.
Right, on to the next.
Yeah. So, Jim, on to the next. And here we have a Series 1 Land Rover. Not any old Series 1. I mean, they're pretty rare anyway. This one's
Yes.
a 1956, but it has been modernised in that it has a later diesel engine.
Oh, wow.
It's a Ford diesel engine it's got with it now.
That's good.
The reason for that was because this was a promotional vehicle.
Aye, I can see, yes.
Yeah, for the Great British Extra Dry Gin Company. So they used this. And to make it more usable, they put a more modern engine in it.
Yeah, that
Which
makes
kind of
sense.
makes sense.
Of course it does.
Without detracting, I think, from the overall look of the car, which is great.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's a great mod to do. And I suppose if you really, really, really wanted to,
Yes.
you could go and find an engine, couldn't you?
Yeah, of course you could. Of course
Yeah.
you could. So it's got a 1.8 diesel engine in it.
Well, that's good.
But I think overall, that's a nice little car, that.
Well, it's in lovely condition, isn't it? You've got,
Yeah.
It looks like new mud flaps. The canvas hood looks new.
Yeah.
You know, the paintwork possibly has been painted at some point in its life, but it's
Yes.
got that patina.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah. I think somewhere between 12 and 14,000 pounds on that one.
Wow, again, that's not a lot of money, is it?
Just bear in mind, Jim, this is nearly 70 years old.
Oh,
Isn't it? 1956. I mean,
We're getting all excited over the Singer, which
I know.
is 90 odd, and this is
I know.
70.
This is 70 years
You wouldn't
old.
think so, would you?
I think it looks really great.
Yeah,
So,
I like that.
yeah, I think nice car, that one. On to the next one here, Jim.
On to the next one.
Something completely different.
I shall come round this
Come
way.
around there. So we've got a Toyota Supra, but this is a turbo and it's a manual.
Oh,
Okay, so it's top of
Okay.
the tree.
this is the one then, isn't
This
it?
is the one to have in terms of this series, which I
Yeah.
believe is the Series 3
Yep.
Supra in the diamond white with the white alloys. I remember these when they were launched.
So do I. If you had one of these, you were special.
You were, yeah, you made it, hadn't you? Or
Yes.
you were certainly on the way to making
Oh,
it.
yes.
And they had loads and loads of kit on these, didn't they, at the time as well?
Well, they were
so
way
well
ahead of
equipped.
anybody else, weren't they? Way ahead.
yeah.
Performance and the trim.
Really powerful 3-litre engine there. Paintwork overall isn't too bad.
It's okay.
Little bit,
The seat could do with a bit of love, couldn't it?
Yeah,
the interior.
The leather's just gone on the bolster there, but maybe a bit of colonisation was helped with that.
But it's entitled to, and you know what? The fact that that's still there means that no one's kind of made this something it's not, and I kind of like that.
We've got a nice low mileage on it, Jim. It's only done 40,000 miles, which is remarkable, really, considering how old it is.
Well, that's what the Speedo's saying.
That's what the Speedo says.
Who knows?
Absolutely.
But again, do your home checks on that.
Yeah.
That's what the Speedo's saying.
But the MOT is current as well, and we've got a price estimate on that one of between 12 and 14.
Wow. That's not a lot of money, is it?
I don't think so.
Especially for the manual turbo.
A manual turbo. It's, yeah.
Nice car. And it comes with that private plate as well, I believe.
It does. It does come with the Cherish plate.
Okay.
Okay, and then on to, should we have a look at this little cutie over here?
Yeah, you like this, don't you?
I do indeed. I'm fond of a Hornet L4 Mini. This one is the Hornet variety.
Right.
It's a Mark II, Cumberland green with a snowberry white roof. Okay, lots of chrome, lots of walnut, lots of leather. I think these are remarkable value for the money. When you compare them to a Mini, they're roughly about half or 2/3 of the price of a Mini of a similar era.
Well, was that the case when they were new? So
They're a little bit more expensive, actually.
I was going to say, I would think that would be more expensive than a new car than a Mini was.
These were a little bit more expensive than the Minis.
Yeah.
Now, this one is a 1965. It's on a C-Reg. It's had some restoration over the years. There's lots of bills in the file as well. Bills actually going back to the 1990s for work that's been done on it.
I mean, it's got great patina again. We've used that word a few times today, but it has. Carpets look new.
Yeah.
There's a bit of chrome trim in there that can be added. I think that's around the roof, isn't it, I guess?
Yes, yes.
If you want to put it on. But yeah, nice car.
It's got the full width oak dash as well.
Yep.
Wooden steering wheel. And this was driven here, actually, by the owner. So it's probably a 30 or 40 mile drive here.
That's good.
And all the normal kind of Hornet Elf Mini grot spots all seem reasonably sound. The one bit I did spot was just on the passenger door. It's just starting to bubble through on the front edge there. Just there.
Well, it's entitled
but the rest
isn't
of it, but the rest of it presents really nicely.
Yeah, it's got a nice look about it.
It has
from the front end, doesn't it?
Yeah. I love the front end of these. They're so characterful, aren't they?
Yeah, and the chrome's good as well.
Chrome's nice as well.
Yeah.
I think probably £5 will buy that.
Really?
Which will make a nice little starter classic for somebody.
Yeah.
And so simple to maintain as well. You can still get the parts.
Well, it's mini parts, isn't it?
Mini parts,
effectively.
Yeah, effectively underneath, yeah. So
lovely.
That's a nice little car.
Yeah.
Should we go down here now?
Well,
let's do the Porsche.
Do the Porsche, okay. Let's do this then. So this is a special Porsche, this.
Is it a 911 Porsche?
If you're in America, yes. But in Runcorn, it's a 911.
Right, okay.
Okay,
that's where I've been going wrong.
However, just to confuse you, it's a 997.
No, don't start. I'm already
Too many
confused.
numbers.
Too many numbers.
Okay, and it's a Carrera too.
Okay.
All right, just more numbers. So what it is 911, 997, Carrera 2, which means it's the 997, it's a later incarnation. It's a manual gearbox, which is very important.
Yes.
And it's two-wheel drive. So this is the car that you can have the most fun with.
Right.
I mean, the four-wheel drive car, the 4S, is a wonderful, wonderful machine. But this is a little bit more tail-happy.
Okay.
If you want it to be. And a lot of Porsche owners want the performance and the fun with that little bit of, you know,
bit of edginess.
Yeah, that's the word. However, this car is one owner.
Okay.
It's done 26,000 miles.
Right.
It was supplied by Porsche Chester, so it's one and only private owner, and Porsche Chester have looked after it.
Okay.
So, get this, service history.
Yeah.
7 stamps in the book, and bear in mind they're every 2 years on these. The last one was April this year.
Right.
Then it's had 7 brake fluid changes.
Okay.
Again, Porsche Chester. Then it's had 3 long life service checks.
Right.
And then it's had 4 airbag services.
Wow.
I mean, this probably...
It all tells a tale, doesn't it?
Well, it tells you how well it's been looked after. But this has got to be one of the best serviced Porsches we've seen in a while.
Yes, yes. And what's the mileage on it, Jim?
26.
26,000 miles.
26,000 miles, which is verified.
Yes.
It's got a lot of nice bits on it. It's got the 19-inch wheels. It's got the top tint.
Those wheels look
They're slightly two-toned.
Yes, they are, aren't they?
And it's got the crest as well, which these
Yeah.
are all extras on Porsches.
Yeah.
So the wheels, the crest, it's got rear parking sensors,
Yeah.
the top tint, upgraded navigation, telephone module. It's all there.
Because options on Porsches, not cheap, are they?
No.
Not
Somebody
cheap
once
at all.
said a Porsche is the most expensive kit car in the world. And they probably are, because everything's an extra. But this is, as Porsche 911s or 911s,
Yes.
Timothy, go, this is one of the best.
So what's going to buy it?
Well,
What do you
there's
reckon?
the thing. Again,
Yeah.
I've spoken to the vendor, and he wanted the reserve to be somewhere between 30 and 32. I think it'll do more than that.
Right.
It should do. It's only justice in the world, because
Yeah.
if you went to a Porsche deal, this would begin with a 4.
Right.
And then some.
Okay.
But
Okay.
this is a lovely car. If you're in the
Yeah.
market for one of these, and we do like a Porsche here, don't we?
We do. We do.
This is the one.
Certainly one of the cleanest we've seen, isn't
It's
it?
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It ticks all the boxes, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? It does.
Okay.
And
great.
then,
Yes.
carrying on with the high performance,
Well, talking about ticking boxes,
yeah,
if you want to channel your you're in a noughties kind of not laddish behaviour, but certainly certainly if you want to have a bit of fun in a car, this is the way to go, isn't it?
yes, the original RS Focus.
Yeah.
Now, this is a very nice car.
And
Very
what's the
nice
tale
car.
with this one then, Jim?
Well, it's just been MOT'd. It's a fresh MOT, passing with Yaris, I believe.
Yep.
It has got some coloured pipes and things on the bonnet. However, the original ones are with it
Right.
inside.
Right.
And I do believe it has had the ECU tweaked slightly.
Okay.
And it's running a bit more brake horsepower than standard. However,
Yes.
it is easily put back
Okay.
if that's what you wanted to do. Cosmetically, from the appearance,
Yes.
it's completely standard. It's exactly how it should have been.
Yes. Yes.
And again, I think it's lovely.
And we're looking at what 53,000 miles on that one, Jim. So it's been used, hasn't it?
It's been used, which again is a good thing.
Yeah, it
That's
hasn't
what you
been
want it
tucked
to
away
be.
anywhere. It's actually been used, which
It
isn't
has.
necessarily a bad thing, is it?
Yeah, no, I think it's a good thing. So it's been used and enjoyed.
Yeah.
And I think this is a real nice car.
The colour certainly suits the styling, doesn't it?
Well, it's the RS colour.
yeah.
You know, it's,
I mean,
it's
as soon as you see one of these in your rear view mirror.
you know, you get out the way. Yeah.
And
So,
price-wise on that, Jim, what do we reckon?
I
Low
think it's
20s?
somewhere between 22 and 24,000 pounds. But again, we had one which was very nice. I think it did 28,000 pounds
Okay.
a couple of sales ago. So
Right.
this one is, you know, the vendor's been very sensible.
Yes.
And he's priced it very correctly.
Yeah.
You know, we all hope it'll do more. Of course we
course,
do.
of
But
course.
if it's in that realm,
Yes.
that's going to sell.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And there aren't many of these left either.
No, no, no. Okay.
Okay.
There's a
And
white
then-
Rover over there, which
Well,
we need to
before
do.
we get to that, look at this.
Oh, let's have a look at this.
Let's have a look at this. So, Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi.
But it's the Pajero, which means it's the import. It's
Okay.
it's a Shogun.
It's a Shogun.
They just call them Pajeros.
Yes.
But as we know it, and it's the intercooler 2.8 turbo diesel,
Yep.
which is a nice car.
And it's a short wheelbase
It's a
as well,
short
Jim.
wheelbase, so it looks a bit of a fun car, doesn't it?
It does. It
Yeah,
does.
and again, manual gearbox. It's kind of good that, because you can go places in this and make it do things.
So apparently this was imported in 2012.
Right, okay. Well, it's been there a long time then.
Yep. And it's tidy enough, isn't it?
It's very tidy. And it's a great colour too.
88,000 miles. Clean and tidy, that one.
Very. It's got all the right bits on it, running boards, bull bars.
It's quite a scene for these as well, isn't it?
Yes.
These Mitsubishi Shoguns. And,
There is. And do you know what? That can be good and bad, because a lot of them are cut up and made to be, you know, like a Dakar style car. This one is, you know, it's got the headlights or spotlights and it's got the bars, but nevertheless, it's standard
Yes.
for the most part.
Yeah.
That's kind of good.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But I do like the
Super.
colour.
Now we've got this Rover here.
Oh, yes.
Pre-war Rover.
This is lovely.
So this is a P2, Jim. It's a 14, Rover 14 P2. It's a 6 light, so you've got the 6 lights at the side.
Ah, is that
That's
what
where
that means?
that comes
Got
from.
ya.
Yes, you got the old Rover Viking crest up there, which
Yes.
is great. Now this comes from us to us from a deceased estate as well.
Yeah, okay.
It's the same chap who unfortunately passed away that owned the Sunbeam-Talbot that we saw before.
Oh,
I think at some stage, obviously, it's had work inside, so the seats have all been recovered in like a blue velour kind of material.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it would have been leather originally, but
It would have been, but you know what? That makes it usable.
makes it a bit more usable.
Yeah, a bit more, comfortable.
Paintwork overall, it's clean and tidy. I would
is.
say the doors, all the doors need getting up. So they're just starting to bubble along the bottom here. So that needs getting up. But it does run. So it starts, runs, drives. Brakes, again, just need a little bit of looking at. I don't think the brakes were that good when it was new, but they will just need looking at it.
No.
It kind of just needs going through. But I think in terms of a stylish pre-war car,
It's very stylish.
it's very stylish. And Rover were kind of, during that time, they were up there with kind of almost like a BMW equivalent. The very stylish, practical, performance-oriented cars. And this is one of those.
Yeah, and do you know what I like about it? Yeah, look at the wheels.
Yeah.
Okay, the wires,
Yes.
but they're painted white. Now,
Yes.
that's how they were back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, we think, in our generation, that we created colour-coded wheels. We didn't.
Rover were doing it 100
did it.
years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, good point. Good
But
point.
it's a lovely car.
Yeah, I think the good news on this as well, Jim, is because it does need a bit of recommission, notwithstanding the fact it just starts and run, £5,000 will probably buy that. Which you don't think is a great deal of money. I mean, I've seen them go for 15 or 20 these. So I think there's money in that for somebody, definitely.
Well, there is. And, there's a lot of cars from this era. They always looked a little bit awkward and a bit afterthought. This flows.
Yes.
It's a very pleasing, nice shape.
It is. It is.
So I do like this shape.
Yep. Yep. Okay, cool. Now, from the sublime to the ridiculous, because we've got something over there that we need to go and see, don't we?
We do.
So this is a raw striker.
That's correct.
Now, I've never ever heard of a raw striker before, certainly in car language.
Well, it's a
until
company.
This came in.
Yeah, it's a company that it's a kit car, essentially, but it's a bit more than that. So they're now called MK. So the same company exists and they're called MK now.
Right.
They just changed the name of the company. But this, yes, it's very Caterham-esque, like the one that's parked next to it.
Yes.
As a lot of them are. However, this is running a R1 motorbike engine.
A Yamaha R1.
A Yamaha R1
Blimey.
bike engine in this.
Oof.
So yeah, think about that. One of the downsides of having a motorbike engine is it's got no reverse gear.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the way.
Is that
they
why
are.
it's here in the corner?
That's why it's in the corner. No one knows how to move it. No, it's very light. It's easy to push. It's not a problem.
Yes.
But that's one of the things to bear in mind.
Okay.
It doesn't have reverse gear.
All right.
However, what it does have is bucket loads of noise and performance.
Absolutely.
And I mean bucket loads.
I bet that thing flies.
Oh,
yeah.
I tell you. But when you look at it, I mean, they've got your 4-to-1 exhaust system, the outside exhaust,
Yes.
full harnesses, roll cage. And what I particularly like is, look at that. Now, I haven't just vandalised this, by the way. The seat is there, which is the standard seat.
Yes.
Okay. This is a seat cover, which goes over the seat. And if you look at it, I mean, it wouldn't do for your bum. You'd never get in it. But if you look at it, it makes it a race seat that the harnesses go through.
Right,
These come with the car, but they just lift out and lift back in again.
Right.
So we took that out just to show you. But it is all there. It is a hell of a thing.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is.
it's beautiful.
I was quite surprised at the price on this as well. When you consider the performance, you're looking at a price of between £7,500 and £8,500.
Yeah.
I mean, performance per pound there, that's remarkable,
off the
isn't
scale.
it? And the rev
the
count,
scale.
I'm just looking at the rev counter there, goes up to 16,000.
Probably will. Well, that's a motorbike engine
That'll
for
be
you.
a motorbike.
And the nice thing about it is it's road registered, it's legal, it has a V5. The V5 says raw striker. It doesn't say Ford Cortina or whatever.
No.
It's not on a Q plate. It's on a 17 plate because it was built in 2017. It's been through IVA, which is state on the V5. So it's ready to go.
It's pucker.
It's pucker.
And it's only
ready
done
to go.
3,000 miles as well.
Only done 3,000 miles.
So it's not far off being new.
It's as new.
Yeah.
And it's a great colour combo as well.
Yep. Tremendous amount of fun there for somebody, isn't there?
Yes, I think when we do our tracking, there might be a bit of a cue for this. But I think it's about who's got the smallest bum.
Who's got the smallest bum? It won't be me or you, will it?
Steady, tiger. But there we are.
Okay. Right, I think that's it, Jim.
I think it is.
I think we're done.
I think we are. There's more stuff coming in. we've got, what, 2 weeks now before the sale?
2 weeks, yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah,
We still have a bit of space for more, so if you've got more cars or motorbikes, we're more than happy to talk to you. Sale is
26th of October.
and 27th for
And
the bikes.
27th for the bikes.
10 o'clock start.
Yeah.
And you can come and see our new hole, pardon the expression. So come and see the new building, see what we are, see what we're all about. And if you've got any questions, any queries, anything that you want to know more about us or Tim's phone number, give us a call and we can provide you with all the information.
And don't forget the viewing days as well, Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've got the viewing days
Forgot about that.
3 days before the auction.
Yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday before the auction. Viewing days. Your chance to come and have a look at the cars, have a look at the documentation, make sure you're comfortable with an intended purchase, and you can see all the cars close up.
We can. And, but you don't know about this.
Go on.
On the Thursday, we're extending the open house till 7 o'clock.
Ah.
So we have
right,
late night viewing on the Thursday, which
Right.
is the 24th, I think.
Yes.
But 7 o'clock is when we close. So if you're working and you've got bits and pieces to do, you can come along up to 7 o'clock and have a look at the cars and the bikes. Hopefully we'll see you soon.